We want to welcome each and every one of y'all today and want to show y'all how to make these cute little bugs, love bugs, and the love trucks. Okay, so my setup tonight, I told y'all last night I dropped my screen and shattered it. Ashley found out that it was just a cover on it. Thank God for the screen protector. So I'm very fragile on moving my tablet tonight because it has no protection on it. So we'll try to lift everything up to show you guys until I can get a better setup, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do on this truck, well, let me introduce myself. I'm Bobby with Blessings with the Bow. We're out of League City, Texas. We welcome each and every one of you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. So I'm going to take this little truck. Now this little tree was actually glued in by some burlap in the bottom of this. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm actually going to cut the burlap. I tried to pull it out as much as I could. It was not going to go. So I'm just going to cut the burlap piece out of the bottom. Okay, so it's going to leave you a little bit of residue in the bottom of that, which is no big deal, because you're actually going to cover this up with styrofoam. Okay, so let me show y'all. So I took the styrofoam, cut it out, and now I'm going to put down some E6000 glue in there, and then put the hot glue on top of it, and we're going to put our styrofoam in there. So that's what I'm going to do next. Now, I've told y'all before, when you're buying styrofoam, everything, hello, Miss Pamela. I know, it's so good to be back with everybody. Miss Karen, Miss Beverly, Miss Jeffrey, Maria. I have really missed you guys through the holidays, y'all, but I was putting Christmas candy orders out, wreath orders, swags. I mean, we were so busy, so grateful for the business, but I've got to learn how to jostle this all a little bit better to get on more lives. So, born today. Oh, Miss Kim, her twin baby cousins, Connor and Simon, were born today at 10 a.m. Blessings to you guys. Hey, Jennifer, happy Monday. We had a lot of prayer requests come through last night. Loved all the positive feedback from the bow class. Lots of people today were having babies. Lots of healing that needed to be happen. There was a baby that we were praying for. Family situations, just know that if you guys ever need me, I'm going to put my cell phone on here for you. You can text me or call me. If you have any questions, need prayer requests, or just want to text me and say, hey, this is my actual personal cell phone number. If I do not answer right away, y'all give me a few minutes because I might be with a doctor because I am a full-time nurse. So I may be with a doctor or with a patient. So y'all just be patient with me on responding to y'all, but it doesn't matter what time, day or night. If I am up, I will respond to you. All right. Hi, Miss Carmela. So when you guys are buying styrofoam has gotten so expensive like everything else. So I buy the big sheets of styrofoam. This is about $18 to $20 now. It is probably about a 36-inch styrofoam sheet. So then you just take it and cut what you need out of it. This will save you money. Now, if you can go to Michael's and use your coupon, you get a coupon when you purchase sometimes for 40% off. You can use it for one item. So take that 40% off, get you a sheet of styrofoam. It'll end up costing you about 12 or 13 bucks, and you'll have it to do multiple projects with. So usually I cut this with a long knife. I'm going to use the bed of my scissors. So I just take my scissors like this, be very careful, cut it, and cut you a block of styrofoam. Now, in order to attach the styrofoam, you can use hot glue most of the time to attach styrofoam. But because the styrofoam is going into metal, you need to put some E6000 glue down first and then add your hot glue on top and then stick it on there. Hey, Tootie, I've got a cute project that I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you guys tonight too. It's an Easter bunny made out of rings. Let me show y'all really, really quick. So we did this last year, but I forgot about it, and you just use the soft yarn, kind of like we did this Santa Claus or the snowman. So get yourself a couple of rings. This is going to be one of our projects here in a few weeks, y'all. Get a bigger ring and a smaller ring. We're going to cover it with the fluffy yarn. We're going to put some Easter bunny ears on it, a big swag around the neck of it, and make an Easter bunny out of this with a big cotton tail on the end. So y'all grab a couple of these rings. You need two different sizes, not a super small on the top, just two different sizes of rings. grab that. I will post it as one of our classes coming up. I'm going to get you guys ready for Easter way early, okay? So I just had to show you when I saw Tootie's name come up because she bought one of my snowmen that I had done similar to that, but I just wanted to show her. So I'm going to use my E6000, y'all. We're down to the very end of this, and then some hot glue. Just spread that in the bed of your truck, okay? So it doesn't matter, just squish it around there, put you a good amount in, and then take your hot glue. Hopefully my hot glue, oh, it is hot. Okay, that's not very wiseable just to touch it, but it wasn't working a while ago because my plug-in had come up. Oh, thank you, Miss Lori. So y'all, Charlie was so sweet. I follow the Shabby Tree on Facebook. Barb and Walt are there. The owner's names. They are the sweetest family. All their kids are all involved in stuff into their group. And she has a boutique online too that carries plus size clothes. So she has the sweetest stuff. So this is actually 2 shirts. It's got a lace sheer on the bottom and then a lace crocheted top for the top. But it is so pretty. Charlie got me several outfits from there. I was so excited because I don't usually buy myself clothes if I'm not in scrubs or work clothes. I'm in t-shirts around the house. So I was super excited to open my presents and have a few of her gifts in there. So if you ever want to watch somebody fun too, she does a lot of different crafts. It's called the Shabby Tree. So check her out for sure. All right, so I just took my hot glue, my E6000, put my hot glue on top, and then secured this styrofoam in there. Now that's not going to go anywhere, okay? If you just used your hot glue because of the metal, it would pop it out. So definitely make sure you use the combination of the E6000 glue with the hot glue and stick it in there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut some greenery and put in here, okay? So tonight I've got a combination of a few smaller leaves, but then I got some of this cute little sprigged bush, okay? Buy your greenery by the bushes. Because the bushes, you can cut them down and have multiple pieces out of it and get multiple uses out of one bush. And if you catch them on sale at Hobby Lobby, you're going to save yourself some money. Always about saving some money. Now, this is a big bunch, okay? And I'm not going to want to just stick this in there. I want to cut this down into sections. So as you can see the stem, these little pieces all move up and down. So you can section it however you want to. So I'm going to use this top piece and then come down and put 2 pieces, 2 pieces, and then 2 pieces. So when you do that, this top piece is capped off by a little topper so it doesn't slide off. So I can easily go in and cut that piece off. But now this piece is open, okay? So if you give it much of a little push, you're going to push your greenery right off of there. So always take that if you cut greenery or even your flowers into little sections. Take that and curl that piece down so that you can cut it off into the next section, and then that piece is not going to fall off, okay? So now I'm going to take these. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down here. Oh, I love her. She is so fun and so energetic. If I was not a full-time person at work, I would definitely be doing what Miss Barb does. Be online all the time working and crafting and telling y'all hey and doing all that. So I hate that I can't do that yet, y'all, but it's coming. Hopefully our retirement 5-year plan is in place. So we'll see. We'll see what God has. Maybe it's sooner. Who knows? So she is so fun. If you guys have not seen her, her energy is just outrageous. And her family is so sweet. Her daughter has a farming thing that I follow. It's called Carson's Farms because, you know, I'm a farm girl at heart. We have a ranch up in East Texas. And hi, Miss Debbie. Did you get your wreath today, girl? And so she is super, super fun. If y'all are looking for somebody fun and energetic, follow her. They will love it. They've got over 1 million followers. They have crafts. They've got home goods. And they've got a boutique. So super, super sweet people. All right. So I just took it and curled down that top. And then I'm going to hot glue this in. Oh, no, Miss Debbie. Did they not try to deliver it today? Miss Debbie, when I get done here, I will follow. I will see what it says on my end on your tracking. Oh my goodness, you've had such a hard time getting that poor wreath. All right, so I'm just taking my hot glue, pushing this greenery into the styrofoam, and then I just want it to spruce out a little bit. Now we're gonna mix flowers in here too. We're gonna do some red and some white, and I'm gonna put red, white, and black ribbon on it. So y'all remember that bow we made last night with the red, white, and black? That's gonna be super cute against this wreath. I mean this truck. Y'all can tell I've been in the wreath making mode. So we're gonna put this little bow on there and top this little truck off. This is one that we made last night on our live. So I was gonna put it in the Etsy shop, and I said, you know what, that'll go perfect with that little truck, so let's use that. So I'm gonna stick one more little piece here. Now, this is just giving it a little bit of greenery. We're gonna add the flowers, and then we'll come back and add more into it if we need to, okay? Once we get the flowers on, you're not gonna be able to see the styrofoam. Now, on the little love bug, in order to cover that, Miss Debbie, I pray that it comes tomorrow. If not, let me know and I'll call UPS myself. I don't know what they're going to tell me because you're so far away, but we will see what we can do so you can get your piece. Now this little guy, because of this being, you can see the styrofoam, I didn't want to put moss in there because it would drip down, right? So I took tissue paper that was scalloped on the edges, and I took my styrofoam, I took the pieces, put them together, and then I put the tissue paper up around it so that it would cover the styrofoam so you couldn't see it. Now in the bed of the truck, you could easily use some Spanish moss to cover it, but all right, Miss Nina, praying for you guys. I saw the bad storms coming through, praying for safety for everybody. Y'all be sure though to check out my Etsy shop tomorrow. There's going to be a couple of new pieces. I'm hoping to finish this guy tonight. It is a big candle holder. It's going to be Valentine's Day. It's a very, very large piece. I've got to put the bow on it and a few picks. And then I've got a couple of lanterns I'm going to add. So hopefully I'll be able to finish those and get those in there as well. So I've got some red roses that I'm going to add. So I just cut some, I bought a bunch of red rose stems, of course, and I just cut them. Once again, I'm going to hot glue the bottom, everything you hot glue into the styrofoam. So I'm just going to take it, add a little hot glue to the end of it, and I'm just going to stick it in here. Now I'm going to go through and add quite a few of these little roses, and we're going to fill in with some white flowers accordingly, okay? So now I had a wedding that I had done. I had some rosebuds left over, and so I just stuck them into a bag. And then that way I can use whatever I need them to, you know, when I'm doing other projects. Especially if you're doing like a whole bunch of boutonnieres and then you end up with extras. And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I already cut the stems. No worries, stick them in a bag. Save your extra stems off. Hey, Miss Susan! Save your extra stems off of other projects and you can go back and add them. So this is what I did. I had a bunch of fall flowers that I had already used. I saved these long stem wires. It saves you from buying other wires. So that's why I'm telling you guys, reuse your stuff so that you can save money. All right, so then I just take my little stems and I put my little rosebuds back on here. Okay, so then I'm just going to take it and stick them back in because that's what they came off of. But I was making boutonnieres and thought that I had enough. And then I didn't end up using them all, but I had already thrown the bases away. So just save your little sticks and you can remake your flower. Glue that into your base. Once again, just putting a little hot glue down, sticking it in there. Now I'm going to put these little roses just sporadically through here. I've got some pink flowers that I'm going to add just a few little flowers and some little white flowers. Got some big pink, beautiful roses. So this is just some little bunches that I had found at Hobby Lobby. You can use them for wedding bouquets or you can actually cut them apart. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little bouquet apart. Catch this stuff on sale as you can. Y'all, you can do anything with these. You could use it as a bouquet. You could cut it apart and use it as anything for any kind of little project. So look how cute these little white flowers are. They were in that bunch. I'm going to use them in this arrangement. once again, anything that you used, put your hot glue on the bottom and then stick it into your styrofoam. Okay, so I'm going to take that and put it down in here. Now I put the glue on the ends first, and then I stick it in there, and see how it's starting to fill in here. So this is going to have all kinds of flowers with the big beautiful bow at the back corner of it, of the truck. Okay, Miss Debbie, I will definitely be doing that for you. Oh, thank you, Miss Denise. Thank you. I enjoy each and every one of you guys. I thank you guys so much for joining me and being a part of our live videos. Y'all, like I have said before, I've done crafting for many, many years with my mom as a little girl. She used to have a ceramic shop in Leak City when we were kids. Then we moved to East Texas. She had a flower shop up there. And so all this time I've been doing this stuff since I was like, we used to say knee-high to a grasshopper, right? So for many, many, many years. And then my mom, I decided I was going to go to nursing school. And she helped me with my kids when they were young. And then my mom got sick. So we had to close the flower shop up in East Texas because by this point I was a full-time nurse. So I couldn't do both and run the shop. Of course, I was young, and that's what I needed to do, was to provide for my family. So the ceramic or the flower shop closed, and then we did, I still did weddings and stuff on the side, did things for friends or, you know, different functions at school with the kids. We still did all the crafting and stuff, but never gave it up. So now it's just been such a passion to get it going again, get it kicked off, and see where it goes. So we'll see. We'll see what God has in store. We're leaving it totally in his hands, and we'll see what happens. Charlie's goal is to retire within 5 years, so we're praying that it just gets built up to where he can help me and we can move back to the farm and live our life up there. So we'll see. By that point, we want to have a building to where we can sell supplies and ribbons and that kind of stuff, and maybe have live classes at our place. So we'll see what happens. So exciting to see what God has in store. So we're just praying and following his guide. Hey. Oh, I love that saying, knee-high to a grasshopper. That's an old school saying. So I'm just adding some of these little white flowers in there, y'all. I'm going to put a few more into the back here, and then we'll put our bow up to it and see how it looks. Now, I did get a bunch of different little picks that I wanted to show you guys. Check your Hobby Lobbies, check your Michaels. Now, I've not seen what Hobby Lobby has to offer. These little picks I showed y'all last night, these came from Walmart's Valentine section. Okay, these I got in Houston at Craft Tex, which is one of my other suppliers, which are cute little pink hearts. These I got from Michaels. They have some red and pink ones, so I got some bunches of those. And then this little heart also they had in red. So with this truck being the black and white checkered, I want to, I know, Miss Dawn, I'll never retire fully, but I want to either teach nursing at night at the college and then do my crafting full time. That is my goal, to get my candy business and the crafting business off the ground so that nursing can be secondary instead of plunging 120 hours every 2 weeks like we have for the last 3 years. So we'll see. Like I said, we're just totally trusting God's plan for us and seeing what's going to happen. That's all we can do, right? So I am going to put a couple of these little picks in there. I want to put red in there because we're going to do this theme mostly red and black. But I do want to add a few more of the little rosebuds in here, the little red rosebuds. So I'm going to glue a couple more. Y'all, I'm sorry I can't move my camera very much tonight because it's not got a screen protector on it since I broke it last night. All right, so I'm going to hold this up here. And we'll put a couple more back here. Let me put some hot glue on here first. I know, my hat's off to all the medical field and all the nursing, everything that's been going on the last few years, y'all. It has been a very stressful time. They've seen now how much mental it has done for nursing, and I said that's why I got so full-fledged into my crafting during that time, because when I'd get home at the hospital, I'd work all day, get off at 7 o'clock, go to the hospital, work from 7 to 3 in the morning. When I got off from the, or till 1 in the morning, when I got off at the hospital, I'd come home, I'd be so wound up because I was pulling extra shifts and just, I had so much going on. So I would stay up and I would craft. I'd get my shower, get cleaned up, wash my stuff for the next day, and I would craft until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. So that was my way of unwinding from the craziness that was happening. Oh, Miss Teresa, congratulations. I'm hoping that it's going to be great for Charlie and I. I'm super excited because Charlie has a bad knee that he is refusing to get done. And, oh, thank you, Miss Rose. So we're praying that we're able to get that done for him this year too, so that he can be ready to run. Wyatt says he's going to have a bionic knee. But I know that he's afraid to have it done, and I would be afraid too. But I think that it will help him from the pain that he's having now. He got injured about 2 years ago now, I guess, and was off several months with his knee injury. And he was just walking and his leg gave way. So he tore his meniscus in there. So he's had a little bit of trouble with that, but we're getting him back up on his feet. He just doesn't know it yet. Hi, Miss Katrina. Happy Monday. I almost said Sunday, but it's Monday, y'all. All right, so I'm just going to fill in just a little bit more with the red, right? So I want to come back in and add a little bit more white in here. Now, I got these little bunches at Hobby Lobby. They're just some little white flowers that I wanted to spray out to help fill that in. So I'm just going to cut a couple little pieces and add that in there. I want to add some more white to this before we put this big, beautiful bow on there. So I hope everyone's new year is starting out right. Did he have both of his done, Miss Vicki, at the same time? I used to think patients were crazy for doing that. And they said, girl, if I did it individually, I would never go back and have the other one done. So I told Charlie, I was like, look, this year is your year to get your knee fixed. So hopefully he'll do that. I told him, I was like, you're going to end up falling and breaking your hip. So it's easier to repair your knee now than it is to do your hip later. So he gets mad at me, but he knows I'm telling him the truth. And I told him I knew a good nurse that would take care of him. See, so he is in good hands. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Hi, Miss Myra. Oh, your snacks. I thought about that, Miss Myra. I said, gosh, I didn't even make my sweet tea tonight, so I didn't get my sweet tea. But that's okay. I didn't need it anyway. I need to start drinking unsweet tea. I don't drink it very often anymore, but when I want it, I just crave it. So I used to keep sweet tea around all the time, but because we're trying to do more keto friendly things around here, low carb stuff, and we've not had it in a while, the kids were so excited when I made it for Thanksgiving, because I usually kept it in the refrigerator at all times. And my friend comes over, she goes, Bobby, you got any sweet tea? I was like, no, we don't keep sweet tea around here anymore, but I'll make you some. Oh, that's it, Miss Vicki. When it gets to that point, they say, you know, they still have pain afterwards, but it's not the same pain. It's the surgical pain versus the pain that they have, especially if it's bone on bone. Well, Miss Rosemary, you drink it for me, girl. That's the way to do it. So see, I put some of these white little flowers up top, put some more of this red. I want to pull some more of the white down, and then we're going to add this big, beautiful bow. Now, this bow we made yesterday on the live. It's got the black and the white and the red and the hearts, but see how cute that's going to be against that, just right back there in the back, and it's just going to pull that whole little piece together, and we're going to have our little love truck, right? And I'm going to put a couple little hearts in there. So now when you're wiring in your bows, I want to show you guys. So we tied this with a pipe cleaner, right? So that pipe cleaner is not going to stick in that styrofoam very easily without it falling off. I know, Miss Meyer, that rehab is definitely the key. If you, it is all about the rehab and following the doctor's direction 100%. There's nothing else you can say. I've seen too many success stories with people doing what they're supposed to do, but the rehab is definitely the key. You cannot have those knees lock up. So I was telling you guys about this little wire, these ends of the roses or the end of your bunch of flowers that you get, and you have these straight stems. Cut them and save them. If you have to get a little shoebox, stick them in there because you're going to use it. Sometimes you'll have to extend flowers into a piece. Sometimes you'll want to put a bow on them to attach in there, because if you use hard wire like a 22, 24 gauge wire, it's stiff enough that you can stick it into the styrofoam. But because I use the pipe cleaners to actually tie my pieces, my bows with, you have to add a piece of hard wire to the bow. So what I do is I take my stick and I'll take this pipe cleaner and I'll wrap it around it. Okay. Now you have to remember you've got to have enough down at the bottom for it to stick in. So if I put the pipe cleaner all the way down here, it's not going to stick in because this is going to cover it. Hi, Miss Kathy. Hi, Miss Maggie. So I'm actually going to take my pipe cleaner. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Now, I'm going to take this because this stem's up here. This could slip up off of it, right? So this is where I'm talking about taking your wire cutters, taking the end of your stem and folding it down. Give it a nice little curl so that it's not going to allow that piece to slide off of there, okay? So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm going to run it right down this stem to secure that piece in place. And I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes and let it dry nice and well. So I just took a little bit of hot glue, ran it down there. It's going to secure that pipe cleaner in place so that when I stick it into there, it's not going to tear. I mean, it's not. I saw a tear on here. Miss Myra. Oh, that's why you had to have your knee replacement, Miss Myra. I didn't know that. I knew that you had your knee replacement, but I didn't know it's because you tore your meniscus. Poor thing. But I know she's up and going now. She's been crafting. Miss Myra's done craft shows this winter. She's been busy, busy, busy too. That's what it's all about, y'all. Getting your product out there. Making that money. Making that money. Making those crafts. Enjoying that time doing something other than working. Sometimes, though, it gets to be work if you have a lot of orders. But it's a different kind of work. That's right. So now I'm going to cut a few more of these little white pieces and add into there. Some of these have some little brown things on them, but I'm trying to get the ones with just the white because I don't really want to pull the brown into this. So I'm just going to cut a couple of little stems here. Now these little bunches did come from Hobby Lobby. Most of my stuff comes from there, Michael's or Craft Text. I don't know, though I do a lot of ordering online with craftoutlet.com. If y'all have not visited that site and you're a good crafter or do a lot of crafting, check them out, y'all. They have great ribbon. They have super fast shipping. So if you, sorry, Miss Renee. So this is the truck that we're making tonight. We used a metal frame truck, put our styrofoam in using E6000 and hot glue. And now we're just gluing the pieces into here. I told everybody last night I broke my screen on my laptop, so I didn't want to move it. Not my laptop, my iPad. But it ended up just being a screensaver, so I'm afraid to move it too much. So it's not the best positioning tonight. So I'm just adding these little flowers in here. I want this kind of draping down because we're going to put that big, beautiful bow right here. And I want it to extend out over it, okay? Now, some things I do want to show you guys real quick. I found these last night and I showed you guys this when we did when I showed y'all the love bug yesterday. So these little felt hearts came in a whole box of them, and they came from Michael's. They're already sewn together. They've got little padding in there. You can use these on your project if you choose to. You could definitely put one right here in the center, and it says I love you if you wanted to put that on there. If you're going to use anything against this metal, we'll probably put that one on there. It says I love you. All right, and it's going to have the big, beautiful hearts on there. And then I've got some little white ones. We'll put a couple of white ones on the side and maybe one right here on the tail. If you're going to glue these on there, put your E6000 glue on first with a little bit of hot glue. Once again, anything against the metal truck is not going to stick. It's going to pop off as soon as it gets cool, okay? So let me do that. I'm going to take this. I'm going to use the E6000 glue. Y'all, my tube is just about gone. I do have another tube, so don't panic. I'm going to squeeze this out here. Just a little tiny bit, and I'm actually going to put this on the hood of the truck because I want this big heart on the top. All right, so I put that on there. Stick it on there. Now put your hot glue on there. I'll put it in the shape of the heart. And then you can stick your heart on there. Now the combination of those two glues are going to make that stick. Okay? So it says, I love you. All right? So we're going to put that right there. Now I'm going to take a white heart and I'm going to put a white heart on either door and then a white one on the tail. I think I have 3 white ones left. So this actually came with some pink, some red, and some white. A couple of them had little writings on them. A couple of the bigger ones, I put one of them on the love bug. I'll have to go back and get more for my other little love bug machine that we're making. But we can finish it, I think, pretty much most of it, other than putting the little felt pads on there, little hearts. So now I'm going to put some more of the E3 or E6000, just a little bit, just right there on the side of the truck. Now put your hot glue on top of it. Okay, and then put your heart. The combination of the two glues mixed together are going to hold that into place. Okay, so then we'll come on this side, do the same thing. We're going to put a little bit of the E6000, the hot glue on top. I had mixed, do not mix the hot glue and Gorilla Glues. There's a terrible chemical smell on it. This has a little bit of smell to it, but I was having trouble at Halloween getting a skull to stick to a candlestick. And somebody goes, just mix the two glues. Well, I was afraid to do so because of the smell. And they said, oh no, that's what makes it mix. So ever since then, it has worked great. And I've not had any trouble with it. Okay, so we've got that little guy there, that little guy there. And then we're going to come back here and put one on the very tail end of this little truck. Okay, and then and the hot glue with this glue makes it dry like super quick. It sets really, really fast. Just so cute, guys. So, so sweet. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Miss Jessie Ann. Miss Jesslyn, Miss Joy, Miss Amy, Miss Debbie. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Miss Missy. If you guys are hopping on, welcome to my page. I'm Bobby with Blessings with a Bow. We're working on a little truck centerpiece tonight, a little love truck. And we are so glad that you guys joined us. Thank you guys all for hopping on. I will post my cell phone number on here again if you guys have any prayer requests. I saw some come through on the instant message. Please know that if I don't respond to you on here because I'm working on something or I miss your comment, I do go back after the lives and go through all the comments, and I have my prayer book here. So if you guys have prayer requests, do not hesitate to let me know. I write them down and I pray for y'all all the time. So let me know if y'all need anything, have any questions on crafting, just want to show me what you're creating. I would love to see all of that. All right, so I'm going to stop right here with the flowers because I want to put in some picks, okay? So because I did this in the red, the white, and the black, I don't want to add any pink to it. I just want red, white, and black. So I'm going to add some of my red hearts that I got. These picks came from a variety of 2 places. So I got these from Michael's and I got this from Walmart. So I'm going to put probably a combination of the 2 of them in there. And I'm going to cut the stems to whatever height you want them to be. Just use your cutters and it'll cut easily. Now make sure you leave enough that you can stick it down in the styrofoam and still be up as high as you want it. So then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it a little bit of hot glue right here on the end, and I'm going to stick this into the styrofoam. Now I put the hot glue on the end of this. I'm going to come right back up here and stick it right into the styrofoam. Whew. And you can see this one could have been a lot longer. All right, so I'm gonna have to add an extra one because I really want that height on there. Let's see if this will give it to it. We can probably tear this apart and use that. Happy New Year, Avis. Thank you so much. Now this one you can use as a 3-pick purse or 3-pick in and just pull these to the side as you want to, or you can pull them apart by gently tugging on them, and they're individual picks that they've just floral taped together. Okay, so then you can straighten this up and then you can put them in there however you want to. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take it and I'm going to measure it on the height. So because I want it up above that rose right there, I'm going to leave it that height, and I'm going to actually just stick it down into the styrofoam. Because you have to remember that bed of that truck is about this high, so you could stick it all the way down the styrofoam, so you're only going to have this much of it showing. So be careful before you start cutting your stuff to measure against what you're going to need for the styrofoam. So I'm going to take that and make sure you get that in the styrofoam so that it secures it, right? So you want to make sure that you have it nice and secure in there. Okay, so once you get that done, I'm going to show you guys. So now I've got it sticking up here where it just accents that piece, right? So I'm leaving my area right here for my big, beautiful bow. And I'm going to add probably the other two hearts in here. We're going to make it really sparkly. So I tore the other ones apart, and now I am going to cut this one because it's going to go a little further down into the piece. So we're going to cut about maybe 3 inches off of it. I'm going to hot glue the end of it and just pull off the little extra paper that's on there, and I'm going to stick this over to the side. Let me show you guys. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add one more of these hearts because I want that heart sticking up from the back. And let me see if I have another red one. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add this up here to the back because I want that to extend. I love this heart. I think it's super cute and I want that to extend up towards the top. So I'm going to take this, take off the tag, and always make sure, guys, when you're pulling these tags off, that you take that little paper that's wrapped around because you don't want this red stem with a big white sticker sticking on it, sticking up past your piece. So be very cautious when you're making your products that when you're done, you want a finished product. The same thing is when you're getting your Hobby Lobby flowers, right? Because they always have those stickers on them. Sometimes you can peel them off kind of easy, but they're always wrapped around the stem. So be sure to check that out so that you cover that. Now look at the difference that made. See? So you're giving this more height and it's bringing the combination of all the flowers together. Now I can already tell you, right here at the top of the truck, because this has so much height, I'm going to have to put a little bow here. So we're going to tie another little bow, but that big beautiful bow is going to go right here. So let me get the bow and we're going to add that next because that's going to tell us what else we're going to need to fill in. Okay? So this is a bow that we tied last night on the live. It's got, on our bow class yesterday, it's got the 1.5 inch red and black white checkered heart ribbon. It's got the solid 1.5 inch red glittered, and then it's got the 2.5 inch black and white checkered. That's what I'm telling you guys. Do not underestimate using your ribbons for different holidays for other seasons, because that black and white ribbon came from the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby. I knew all well that I was going to use it for the whole season because I've done it every year. It's very popular on your farmhouse stuff, and you can use it all season long. So see how that just fills into that beautiful little truck. We've got our little flowers hanging out here. I'm going to come back and add another little red rose right here. Maybe another little piece of greenery to help with this extension of this. And then we're going to make a small little bow to go right up here at the top. And then this little guy is going to be done. See how easy that was and how fast you can put these cute little decorations together and make something out that was Christmas into another season. So don't underestimate when you're looking around and shopping, be like, oh, that's Christmas. No, guys, you guys can use stuff for other things. Even the green grape, wreaths, the 24-inch pine wreaths that you can get. I don't know if Hobby Lobby has any more of them, but if they do, because of the sale price on them, guys, you can put your mesh in that and use them for your bases for your wreaths. So don't just limit yourself to say, oh, well, it's Christmas, I can't use it. Yes, you can. Use that stuff. Make it, get it out there and make yourself some beautiful products and save yourself some money. All right, so let me get a couple more roses ready by adding them to my stems here. Once again, these are some that I had cut for some boutonnieres. And I'm just adding the stems back into it. Let's see here. Got some bigger stems here. Need some length to it. So I'm just going to add these back in there. All right. So then I'm going to hot glue this into my base. I'm going to cut this just a little bit. I'm going to add one on this side. I'm going to hot glue the end of it. And then we're going to put one on the other side. And it's just to kind of pull in the length of this because we want that extending out just a little bit. So you can see that I extended this rose out just a little bit because of the greenery. You just don't want it chopped off there. So you just pull it around. Now you're going to have your little hot glue strings, but that's okay. We'll get them all taken off eventually. All right, and I'm going to put one more rose right here on this side, okay? So this one is good. So I'm going to put some hot glue right here on the end of it. And I'm going to put it right here on this corner. That styrofoam sticking right there. And I just want that little rose sticking out there. All right, so this is our piece. And I'm going to go back and tie one little small bow to put right here at the top. And then this little piece is going to be finished. So I've got my 1.5 inch red and black, my solid red, and then my black and the white. But now, y'all, I'm going to use a 1.5 inch black and white on there just because I need a small bow to go to the top. I don't want it to overpower the top of the wreath. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let me see if I can put my hands on. Oh my gosh, y'all, I got like 20 rolls of ribbon on my table. Believe that or not. Y'all, look at this cute ribbon I found. Look how sweet this is. Y'all, I'm so addicted to ribbon. It has the little soft fuzzies on the side of it, and it's got the red hearts on there. I'm just so anxious to make a wreath with this. I'm going to show y'all some cute little things, too, that I got for signs to make wreaths with. Okay, where's my solid red? Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I'm trying to find my red. I see it. Okay. I found it. All right. So we're going to make a bow. We're going to use 3 different colors of ribbon. We're using the red and the white with the black and the white and the red hearts, the red, and then the 1.5 inch checkered. So this is going to be the combination that we're going to make a small bow for the top of the truck. All right. So now, y'all, these 2 ribbons right here. This came from Hobby Lobby. This came from Michael's. Christmas ribbons. Michael's has their ribbons 70% off right now. Of course, I did not buy it when it was 70% off, but I had a whole bunch of bows to make for a what was it, candy cane, and I needed that red, so I bought a whole bunch of it, and now it's 70% off. But you get that ribbon while it's on sale. So I'm going to take a small tail here, and I'm going to make a small loop, because this is going to be a small bow. And then oh, thank you, Miss Connie. I'm so glad. I've heard such positive feedback, y'all, from the classes. I just love being able to teach you guys and sharing with y'all different things, different tricks, just things that I've learned over the years, because that's what crafting is about, is sharing and learning from others, and just building your business on a great foundation of crafting. And it's fun, it's relaxing, it's just, I don't know, you know? And then the fellowship, all this is just so much, it's extra icing on the cake, y'all. This extra icing. Y'all are a fabulous group of ladies and gentlemen. I just love each and every one of y'all. So I'm going to take this ribbon, the 1.5 inch sparkly red. I'm going to come back behind it. I'm going to put one loop of each of it on the back. All right. And I'm going to cut this off. And then I'm going to come back with that 1.5 inch black and white. Now, if you're lucky enough, when I was at our Hobby Lobby the other night, before it went 90% off, they had a bunch of the red, a bunch of the black for that. And they're $8.99, so you're looking at about 90 cents a roll for that, if you can find a Hobby Lobby that still has any. I'm sure that ours is wiped out now, but I did not make it there today. Wyatt said, Nanny, please, let's not go anywhere today. And I was like, you know what? I agree. I end up being off today. It's been my first day off in forever. So, I was super excited to get to spend the day with my little guy, and so it's been a crazy busy day. All right, so I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner here, and I'm going to take... Oh, your wreaths are beautiful. Y'all, do not be discouraged. I promise you, if I could, I wish I had saved a picture of the first wreath that I ever made, my mesh wreaths, because I did not do them for years. I made it. I did not like it. I was like, I am not doing this. And then when it stayed around and I continued to craft, love to do grapevine wreaths, but when I realized that the mesh wreaths weren't going to go anywhere and they were just going to get more extravagant and more over the top, then I was like, I need to go try this again. So I went back and tried again and tried again. And every year, if you go back to my Facebook page, go back all the way from the beginning and look at my wreaths to now, it's a total transformation over years. So you learn new things, learn new techniques, learn new habits, and it is fun to evolve and see the creations that you can make. Miss Linda, ours is wiped out, totally wiped out. Now there is a huge one, a huge Hobby Lobby in Tyler, Texas. If y'all live close to there, I would have loved to have got to go up there this weekend, but did not make it because I had to work. But they probably still have stuff. But ours, both of ours are just smooth wiped out. Miss Caroline, this top my husband got me, it's two tops together, so it's a sheer underneath, and then it's got the crocheted top. It came from the Shabby Tree. So I follow Miss Barb and her husband, Mr. Wally, on Facebook, and they are beautiful, beautiful souled people. I love watching them. Her energy is so high, and she has a boutique for plus size women plus regular size women. And I got a Grinch shirt from there, which I love the Grinch. And so my husband surprised me and got me a few outfits from her shop. I was so excited when I opened it and saw it. It was just the sweetest thing because I didn't know he had shopped from there. Because he had seen a couple of shirts that I had gotten. And he goes, where'd you get that from? I go, oh, the Shabby Tree. And so he goes, so then he surprised me with this. But it's a beautiful, beautiful shirt. I wish y'all could see the whole thing. But it's crocheted all the way down. And it's got the big lacy sleeves. I'm very, very old-fashioned kind. And I love it. I love it. Yes, Barb and Wally, they're so fun. They're just so, so fun. And then her daughter, Joy, has a Carson's Farms that I follow, and just the struggles that she has with everyday farm life. It's so fun to watch her because you don't find a lot of kids interested into farming these days. And so my brother goes, our generation, there's not kids that take over the generation of farming. So it's super exciting to see her and her love of animals. So I love watching them. So when I'm traveling to work or something, if I'm not listening to KSBJ, sometimes I'm listening to them and watching and seeing what Miss Barb's doing. But she always signs on in the morning time and she goes, hey, this is Barb if you want to see what I'm wearing. And then she has her link and then you can go to it and look at her stuff. But you have to get it early because she sells out pretty quick of all her stuff. All right, guys, so I took my little bow and I'm just sticking it right here in the top. I put a little hot glue on there. But look how stinking cute this is. All right, see how that bow just made it, how it just took it and finished it off right there. I hear someone coming in.
Hello.
It's Colton. He just got back from feeding the horses, or taking care of his little horses. All right, so I'm going to fluff this up, and then here we go. And this is our beautiful truck centerpiece decoration. All right, but see how cute it turned out? That bow on the top just absolutely made it. And this way it can be used 360 all the way around. And we just did it in the black and the white and the red. So this one is available. So it will be listed in the Etsy shop in the morning if no one claims it tonight. So I'll put it in there in the morning. Now I still do have the love bug that is available. I've got a couple people that are interested in it, but it has not sold yet. So it is actually in the Etsy shop too. So both these centerpieces will be in there. All right. So now I want to show you guys really quick. Thank you, Miss Dawn. Thank you so much. I want to show y'all a couple of new things that I've got before we start on the love bug. Now, I won't be able to, well, I might be able to finish it. Let me see what we can do with it. I showed you the little picks that I got. Just want to show y'all some stuff that's available out there right now. Y'all get it early because it's going to be gone. People, everybody's just wiping everything out right now. So I did find these sweet little gnomes. I posted a huge, yes, Miss Benita, Sam's Club ribbon has their Christmas ribbon on sale for $2.98. Thank you, Miss Benita, for reminding me. I need to try to hit there tomorrow along with our Michaels, maybe. Ooh. Okay, I gotta be good though. But this little gnome, I posted one this morning of a really, really big wreath that I made. It's a 36-inch by 36-inch big gnome wreath. It has two little gnomes in the center of it. And it has X's and O's, X's and O's. That one is available in my Etsy shop. So this little gnome is going to go on a regular standard wreath sign. These came from TJ Maxx. So they have a whole section of gnomes right now. The other one, let me go get that wreath, y'all. It is so big. It's the biggest one that I've done. You could use it outside on a gator. And you can, let me grab it really, really quick for y'all. Okay, so this is the wreath, but look how big it is. It is so big. It is a double gnome, and it's got the X's and O's, but it is so stinking cute. But compared to this other wreath, let me say, hold on just a second. Bye, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy your crafting session.